Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. You know who I am, Ingram Jones. Just pause that a second. Apologies for that. So, first and foremost, shout out to TechNet. The camera that I'm using now is 1080p webcam. I haven't got the settings complete yet, but this is what I'm using now. So anybody wants to know, it's TechNet webcam. So it seems to be better, actually. It's better than the actual camera that they said was the best webcam to be using. So pretty shocked that this cam is a way that it's in. So let me go and check something, because for some bizarre reason I have missed out on my chat room's gone missing. Okay, we're back in. So I kid you not, I swear down, this is the honest truth I'm about to take dust in my face. This is the honest truth. I've got to tell you this, right? This is no word of a lie, and I have to tell you the backstory for me to explain the story to you now, and which makes it even more shocking events. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not see the first press conference with Joseph Parker and Hughie Fury, and in fact, I forgot to even go back and look at it. Okay, nothing happened at that press conference as such. I heard Tyson said some nice things, and John Fury was around. I didn't see the press conference, to be honest. I interviewed Peter about twice now. My second interview, as you know, you heard here live and exclusive on BWTM Sports, where we brought Peter on live. And then subsequently after that, there was some stuff in the papers. He looked Peter Fury in the eye. This Higgins guy looks at Peter Fury in the eye, and he said he looked him dead in his face and said that, you know, a deal's a deal. And Peter said he looked him straight in the eye, whatever. So again, at this point, I've never seen David Higgins. Now, bear this in mind. I've not seen David Higgins. I haven't Googled the guy's name. I'm not interested. Not because I'm just arrogant. I just not. It wasn't something that kind of fell on my shoulders, like on my lap. Oh, let me investigate this guy. I knew there was some breakup with Parker and his promotional team before, and I did report on that. But again, I didn't look into who Dave Higgins was. Okay, so I heard about the referee, and the Higgins wasn't happy that the referee was going to be a British referee. Okay, and I think I replied on Twitter to some of you guys and girls. I said, look, when Parker won his WBO title fight against Andy Ruiz, nobody complained the fact that it was in New Zealand, the fight was being held, and the fact that had it become razor sharp or razor thin, that Parker would have got the decision. Bottom line is, I felt that Andy Ruiz beat Parker. You know, going down the stretch, I thought Ruiz beat Parker, and I like Joseph Parker. I've got nothing against Joseph Parker. I got nothing against Andy Ruiz, but I just think Andy Ruiz was robbed of a decision in New Zealand. So I thought it was quite bold-faced for Higgins to now say, well, in the UK, you want to try and run things again. But anyway, I let that pass flat by, and I didn't really look into it again. I didn't hear much about it. I was going to call Peter up yesterday to ask him about this thing that Higgins and him were face-to-face and talk about. I thought, you know what, let me just wait a little longer before we get closer to fight time. So today, as you do, you get up. I went into town, had some stuff to take care of. And I'm sitting down at the bus stop waiting for my bus to bring me back home. And I'm reading this stuff about somebody who seems that they're on coke or they're all drunk and this and that. And, oh, the promoter. And I looked at me, nah. At a press conference, at Hughie Fury and Joseph Parker press conference, nah. Must be just talk. Or somebody else, or maybe sometimes you read on Twitter, you get messages on Twitter, and you think, now I'm in the middle of a conversation here, I'm not going to try and jump in, and let me wait until I get home. So I get home, as you do, Let me see what this interview is all about. So I put it on, and press conference is starting. Looking across the table, seeing who's on the table. Again, at that point in time, I still haven't clicked about David Higgins. It hasn't even come from my mind yet, right? So clicked, watch him. Then there's this guy, I don't know who the guy is. He's talking about YouTube, and he sounds so excited about YouTube. Like, yeah, YouTube is exciting and this, and I'm like, okay. Then the promoter for Huey Fury, we already know Huey Fury's not the greatest talker in the world. So here comes his promoter, Mick Hennessy. And listen, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you straight as it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to BS you. I'll tell you as it is. You know how my opinions stay. So I'll tell you straight as it is. So you got Mick Hennessy now talking about this brave new world and this new era of boxing on YouTube and pay-per-view. And Mick Hennessy is there talking as if he's at a funeral. He's giving a funeral speech. His facial expression is exactly the same. There's absolutely no life in Mick Hennessy. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? What is this? I mean, you know, if you're trying to sell me a second-hand car, right? There's two good fighters and, you know, two young fighters. Got an heavyweight championship. And I'm like, you know, I'm half asleep, you know. But in between all this and what Mick Hennessy's gone on about and this guy, this at the beginning of the press conference, this scrawny, small guy, thin guy, I see him just come up. He looks like somebody out of the crowd. I started pointing fingers at Peter Fury. And I swear to God, the guy next to him looks like Francois Botha, the former South African heavyweight, but also the former heavyweight champion of the world. Seen Botha. I swear the guy looks like Francois Botha. So I'm thinking, Francois Botha, he's not fighting anymore. He's South African. And who's this guy next to him? And then Peter says, "Oh, go," you know, and then Huey says Snow White to him. And then Peter says something about go sniff something, and you know, you and your bodyguard. He gets up, and he's absolutely infuriated, Peter Fury. And again, I'm thinking, it's maybe a troll from YouTube, or maybe it's somebody that, you know, out the crowd, because you know there's a lot of people in the UK not backing this fight, and not backing Huey Fury, and not backing the Furies, and not even backing the fact there's a World Heavyweight Championship fight in Manchester, regardless if you don't like Fury, just not backing the fight. Ticket sales are poor, so I understand, and people are kind of resentful that the fight's on YouTube. But anyway, nonetheless, so I'm thinking this guy that's on at the moment on the Peter's having a dig out and he's really exploded on. I'm thinking, he's just somebody from the, you know, one of these trolls, and he's lost it and he's had to go. Then I'm going on, and then somebody asked Parker the question, "Why do you think your promoter did that?" And I stopped and I went, "Wait." Then I looked along the table, looking for David Higgins. No David Higgins. Parker's promoter is that guy that was kicking off at the press conference. Is that a promoter? I'm like, what? This is crazy. Absolute crazy, unprofessional. You know, but, and I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna offend a few people, but I'm gonna say it. I can't remember what was said at that press conference. All I remember is Peter Fury standing up and kicking off. That's all I remember. We're fighting men, and you're this, and you. That's all I remember that press conference. I don't remember what Mick Hennessy had to say. I don't remember, apart from calling Huey, calling him Snow White, and possibly Parker saying, "I'm going to knock you out," and Huey saying, "Yeah, I'm going to knock you out too." Other than that, I can't remember what Mick Hennessy said, and I damn well can't remember for sure what that guy was talking about YouTube. So if that is, in essence, what I take away from the press conference, Peter Fury kicking off, That's it. That press conference is going to be remembered for the first minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes of that press conference. And that's sad. It's very sad. I'm sorry, but this is where I go in. Mick Hennessy, you know, you as a promoter, my personal opinion, this fight could have been sold so much better because it's on YouTube. It should have been a grasp the moment situation. This should have been really all guns blazing. You're going to be on YouTube and selling it. Mick's sitting there like flipping. He's giving his, you know, he's saying his last rites. Sorry, not on. I mean, say what you want about the other promoter over at Matchroom. Say what you want about the man over at Box Nation, but at the end of the day, they're getting their neck out. They're sticking their neck out and they're letting you know, especially one in Matchroom, every freaking where you see his face, everywhere, even when you don't want to see it, he's there. But that's what a promoter is meant to do. You know, and it's like the feeling I get now with watching this whole promotion, this whole disaster, which is Parker versus Fury, Parker versus Fury. It's like there's a feeling in the air like, let's just get this fight over and done with. Let's just get it over and done with. Fans, I'm fed up, honestly. I've seen the advertisement of you on YouTube. I'm fed up of hearing the two talk. I'm sick to death of constantly hearing about this fight and the low ticket sales and all the rest of it. I think it is being pushed out a lot. But bearing in mind, again, Hughie Fury becoming heavyweight champion of the world or having a portion of the heavyweight championship of the world, you know, again, it's another Fury in business. I think it's disgusting that in the UK we have our world heavyweight championship fight and it's not getting the attention it deserves. Absolutely disgusting. And I think it's foolish that people are sitting around saying, oh, it's on YouTube. Hey, we're getting to see a fight on YouTube. I don't know. But my point is this. It's absolutely atrocious that the best thing about that press conference was Peter Fury jumping up. Really, that's it. Because, you know, there's no grudge between Parker and Hughie. So that's my thoughts. You know, I know that Peter's been really standing behind, you know, Mick Hennessy, but don't do yourself any favors, Mick. None whatsoever. Here we go. Mikey says, Parker's promoters should be ashamed of themselves, the potted. Shame a guard was restraining him and ultimately saved him from a Peter left hook. Can you imagine what would have went down had Big John been there? Yeah, where was John Fury? And where was Tyson Fury? Where were both of those guys? I mean, they knew the press conference was on Monday. Maybe they didn't want to be there to take the shine off Hughie, but it's not very difficult to take the shine off Hughie. Peter just stood up and just said a few words, and that was it. Are Parker's team shook? Well, Parker don't seem shook. Promoter might be, but Parker don't seem shook. If he's shook, he's got a great poker face. I don't think Parker's shook. Shame Big John wasn't there. LOL. Do you think it's fair having a UK ref for the Parker Fury fight? Do I think it's fair? Do I think it's fair that the fight between Parker and Rez was in New Zealand when the fight could be held in America? Didn't think that was fair either. Nobody said anything about that. New addition to the Parker Fury undercard, Peter Fury versus David Higgins, bare knuckle 4-rounder. That won't last around, and probably more exciting than Fury versus Parker. I hate to say it. Good evening, Mr. Damien. Higgins is shook. Only tried it on because he knew security would restrain him from the altercation. He wouldn't dare do it outside. Effing wrong. Parker said, Mikey says, Parker gone home cooking in New Zealand when I had Ruiz taking it by the skin of his teeth. So Higgins is a giant hypocrite. What's with Higgins bringing France Botha with him? LOL. Where did he dig him up from? That's it. France Botha is world class. I hope he wasn't using France Botha for sparring for Hughie Fury. Wrong dimensions completely. Maybe 20 years ago, it's been generous. Hennessy is a massive joke. He is. He's doing. He's covering himself in nothing but opposite than glory. I'm sorry. I'll tell Mick to his face. What the hell was that? I like the tash. Trust me, Archie. It was not. It was not the plan. It probably was both. Collecting his pension. I tried to do an interview with Pother, and I found him the most ignorant, arrogant person I've ever come across. Not because he didn't do the interview, just because, some people just got a real feel themselves. If you look carefully, Mick Hennessy gets fatter by the minute. Imagine Eddie Hearn doing that. So unprofessional from Toe Rags Higgins. No credibility at all. Absolutely not. Furies need to leave Hennessy. I'm afraid I don't think that's going to happen. Well, blind loyalty, I'm afraid, Triple D. Needed some Apple pears to sell it. Well, yeah, possibly. Maybe, something along the lines of great 50-50 pay-per-view event. Johnny Nelson saying it's a 50-55. Adam Smith saying mouth-watering contest here between the man from New Zealand, the unbeaten young upstart, Joseph Parker, versus the other Fury, Huey. Is he the goods? We'll soon find out. It's a 50-50 matchup. It's mouth-watering. Yeah, it's mouth-watering. It's 50-50. Yeah, 50-50. Flipping hell. Oh! This fight has had no coverage. It's shambles. Its pay-per-view will do well. Do 30,000-40,000 bucks. Of course, who will buy it? Well, interesting. What I want to know, I tell you what I want to know is, will it be able to be streamed? And if a person buys it on YouTube, does that mean that they're entitled to stream it? Because if I buy it on YouTube, then if I bought it, then I bought the rights to watch it. Then I should have the rights to stream it afterwards. And if not, what happens to all those people who decide to stream it? Are they going to come after them and sue them afterwards? I mean, that YouTube thing's going to have some serious looking into. The Fury deals with Warren, with Frank Warren too, though, didn't they? No, it's been promoted by Mick Hennessy, from what I understand. I asked Peter in the interview, and he said it was Mick Hennessy. He made it quite clear, Mick Hennessy, but Frank is coming along to support it. So it's a Mick Hennessy situation. I would like to see what Frank would have done promoting it. I told everyone Hennessy only got it on YouTube because no TV station wanted it or could trust it. Well, hold on. But they can have David Hay, right? Okay. I clicked on buy it this morning for a tenner. I know it's only a five or more, but it put me off. Wow. Mick said to do it. Mick wanted to do all himself. Gazzo. Oh dear. See. Oh dear. The promotion has been a disaster. Banderous promoters, no hype, low ticket sales. Hennessy and Hearn are worlds apart. They are. This is a blatant lie. He wouldn't dream of turning down a TV station. John Fury was at the cover box for Sauna's fight. I know. He's saying that it didn't make it sound like he had a real choice. Peter Powell comes and says, even if they did put it on a TV network like pay-per-view, it would go tits up like Eubank ITV debacle with YouTube. That wouldn't happen. Gazelle says, I think the YouTube thing is good for boxing. We all have YouTube accounts, but not everyone has Sky Box Nation. Hey, I'm looking forward to banging my TV on, sticking my YouTube on, buying it, and just watching it on my big screen. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. But, by doing that, I don't know how that's going to affect ticket sales. Because if you do that and everyone bangs a tenner, why do you want to spend 40 quid to go travel to go and see the fight? Why would you do that when you can watch it on YouTube? Don't know. I had Parker has been sparring Franz Botha and the corpse of Michael Sprott. Mouth-watering, struggling like a Jack Russell. Surprise Hennessy didn't chuck in fabulous trade fight just to sell it. It's a fabulous trade fight. He didn't even try. He's lost his touch. Retire your plum. Mouth-watering. Who wins? I'm going Huey points, 116, 112. He goes, Barry right, haha, mouth-watering, salivating, 50-50 matchup not to be missed. To be honest, I'm more looking forward to this than Vlad, to Joshua Vlad. I'm not. To be honest, I'm not lying. I was more looking forward to Joshua not Joshua. Joshua versus White. I was looking more forward to Chisora versus Dillian White. I was more looking forward to seeing Dillian White versus Ian Lewison. Oh man. Oh man. I was more looking forward to looking Kell Brook versus Errol Spence. There's so many more fights I was looking forward to watching than this. It's not a tenner anymore. What? No? Are you looking forward to a boring points decision, or do you expect knockdowns and knockouts? I think, with fights like this, when we don't expect much, we end up getting surprised. So it could be quite a surprising fight. It could be a fight that really is exciting because Parker's definitely going to bring it, and Fury's going to have to do something. Fat Mick has corned beef butty stuffed in his pocket. Fights on Saturday, at least it's here. Oh yeah, it is, of course. I was looking forward to Joshua versus the Bruiser Matt Leg rather than this. What's the expected gate? 1,000, 2,000. Thoughts of Mick saying he turned down free offers and TV to go on YouTube. Bullshit. Absolute. Well, that might not be bullshit. That might not be bullshit. Because if you think about it, Dennis Hobson's got a deal at the moment, a TV deal. That's on Freeview. Now, could possibly that have been one of the deals? Just thinking. It's a good fight, but low hype around it. BWTM, what's your prediction of breakdown? You know what? I haven't even looked at both of the stars. I know what Huey was, but you might as well rip that all up because I just don't think that Huey Fury is going to come in the ring. You're looking at somebody who's been ill boxing versus a guy who's going to be fully fit, in shape, and a boy becoming a man. There's been so much space between what Huey fought like against Cassie and now. It's very hard to make a prediction because you just don't know what you're going to get in the ring with Huey Fury. You don't know. You really don't know. You're not looking forward to it. What would Peter say? Ha ha ha. Well, no, I'm not. I can't lie. I can't turn and say to you, oh, I can't wait till this weekend. I'm really fired up for Joseph Parker versus Huey Fury. Can't wait. Can't wait. I'm getting ready to get my food together. I'm not feeling that way. And that's down to the poor promotion. One, Mick Hennessy's a complete turn-off. I'm not sorry. I used to be a real defender of Mick. Nice guy. He's just not put out. He's not out for promoting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because that's the final press conference. And that's the garbage you're putting out for a final press conference. Flipping hell. I'll give you a better press conference. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not looking forward to it, but what I'm saying to you is I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit down and say to you because I like Peter and I like Team Fury. I'm gonna say, oh, I can't wait. I can't tell you that because that's not how I feel. I'm like, okay, they're gonna fight, but can you blame me? Can you really blame me? They're gonna fight this weekend. There's been so much garbage in between, and and the way things are, it sounds to me the most fired up, passionate person around that table was Peter Fury, and he's not even fighting. He's not even fighting. So I think Peter's an honest man. I think he knows that the promotion's a piece of shit. I'm just pardon my French. I think that's what he feels. That's what I think. I think he knows the promotion's gone tits up. I think he knows that. Well, I'm in this situation now. We're gonna have to make the most of it. Make the most of it. Win the world title. Look, let's get through this fight. Win the world title, and we'll do something afterwards. That's how I imagine Peter Fury is trying to work out in his mind. Don't worry about the promotion, son. Get out there and do the job. Because if you don't bring the title home, it don't matter about promotion. It don't matter about YouTube. It don't matter about future fights. Win the WBO title, and then we can look at the situation again. But for now, let's just get this fight over the line. Get in the ring, do the business, win the world title. You've invested weeks and months preparing. Get in there, do the business, get the title, and bring some pride back to his family. That's what I can imagine Peter kind of instilling and not really getting focused on all the promotional stuff. But deep down, he's not going to throw out Mick Hennessy. He's not going to throw Mick Hennessy under the bus. He's not going to say, oh, it's a crap promotion and Mick Hennessy couldn't sell. He's not going to say that because that's his buddy. That's his good friend. So he's not going to throw him under the bus, even if he did believe it's a pile of crap. He's not going to do that. It's just loyalty. That's what I feel. It wouldn't be exciting for me. He will use footwork in that box. Mick said 5,000 tickets sold. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Why not? Can people stop believing everything is promoters? Says Habson channel wasn't in running. They don't do pay-per-view, which this fight is. Hennessy is lying. Thing with travelers is they usually turn up on the day and buy tickets on the door. So I wouldn't read too much in ticket sales so far. That's true. Definitely would have turned down Vocation for some reason, probably because it slumped up the money itself. Warren didn't get involved. There's a lot of people in the room, so let's keep talking. People would appreciate Ingram's honesty. That's why Ingram would tell him straight. I would talk to Peter. I'll tell Peter to his face, listen, this promotion, and if I get to do an interview again, I said promotions are shambles. But I wouldn't do that. I probably wouldn't do that in an interview. I don't think it's right. It's uncouth. Yeah, this is a promo. Leave that to other people out there, because the other people are going to put that negative energy. Do you know what? At this point, it is what it is. Everybody knows what it is. It's a freaking disaster. Get in the ring, do the business. At this point, Peter would say, "Why do a video about it then?" But because I'm being honest. Honesty is what's got me where I am. So yeah, I'm being honest. I'm not being two-faced. I'm out there making my opinions known. So what do you want me to do? Not do a video about it and keep stuck? When people ask the question, well, why didn't he do it? Oh, he's not doing it because he's friends with the Furies. Yeah, you can't win either way. So I'll do what I'd like to do. Thank you. Can't wait to see what 100% Huey looks like. That's it. We don't know what 100% Huey Fury looks like, but we got an idea what Parker looks like in the Andy Ruiz fight. And that last defense he had against that guy who I can't pronounce his name and looked terrible against. One thing we do know about Joseph Parker, he's there to be hit. I can't wait to. Yeah, actually, part of the appeal. Me too, Damien. Too many negative fans. I agree. People aren't excited for it. Also, for the letdowns and uncertainty around it. I agree. But I think Hugh's going to. I don't think it's going to be last minute pullouts. Hugh's going to be there. I can't understand how everyone is getting paid. 5,000 tickets sold according to Mick, and yes, 30,000 pay-per-view sponsorships. I just don't know. Head scratcher. Mick's income is 4 months worth of free Mackies. Damien McCurt says, Archie, don't honestly think this is a money-making event. Hopefully, if he wins the belt, he can make money down the line. That's my thoughts. Mike says, the aftermath of this worries me. How long will the shambolic promotion carry on? Parker's bang averages is a massive opportunity for him. Wonder who the commentators will be. Well, Peter said they're top-class commentators and it'll be in HD. So we'll just take his word for that. It has to be, because if it's less than HD and the commentators are not up to scratch, it's like two of your mates sitting down and having a pub conversation. Then it's not gonna be good, is it? I wouldn't pay too much attention to the last fight. He was only fighting a sparring partner. I'll pay attention to the fight before that, and the fight before that, and the fight before that. Parker's very easy to hit. All subscribe to me and I will subscribe to you. Yeah, okay, great. Thank you. Classy Gaming, you're on the wrong channel. You should be on a gaming channel, not a sports channel. But anyway, Huey handled Rudenko pretty well, and Rudenko did okay against Povetkin recently. Yeah, but Rudenko is not. Yeah, he did well against Povetkin, not Pedvetkin. There's a difference. I'm talking about promotion, not platform. Barry McGuigan then. The sign ahead of Google is involved in this, which it can only be a good sign. Really? Really? Yeah, but YouTube could start forcing ads of the fight mid videos. Yeah, you could see that. So I think Frigging disaster. Frigging disaster. And the thing is, if I sat here and if you said, it's great promotion, you know, everything's gone smooth and it's gone really well, and you know, if I said that, you know, I was lying. And I've already dug out people, and I did a video yesterday about not reporting on the truth. Now, I don't know the complete ins and outs of ticket sales, and frankly, I don't care, because I'm sure the more I look, the more disturbed I get, and the more disturbed I get, the more I'll talk about it, and you don't need any more negativity to do with this. So, Pedvetkin, that was clever. Thank you. Parker's power overrated. Who's the biggest fighter he's KO'd? I don't know. Parker's fought some durable guys. Andy Ruiz has never been knocked out. Who was the other guy he fought? No, the guy that he fought a sparring partner. Was he? Had he ever been knocked out before? I don't know. It's a joke. Only blind idiots sugarcoat this. It's a shambles, and the Furies know it. There you go. There you go. That's, you've got to say it as it is. There's no point sugarcoating stuff. If you come into my channel for sugarcoating, unsubscribe and disappear, because you're not the kind of people I want to be talking to. I want to talk to people that are honest, that are upfront, and that want to hear the truth. I'm not here for views. My channel's not about views and getting the most views and being a celebrity. No, my channel is here to try and speak the truth. If I can entertain along the way, fantastic. If I don't entertain you, then fine. But it's about trying to find out the truth, or at least speaking my truth on the matter. So you won't have to be wondering to yourself, I wonder what he's thinking about Dimitrenko. They should have started with a bigger fight on YouTube, but not many companies would fork out that much on a first time sort of thing. Listen, I think the YouTube thing is a brilliant move. A brilliant move. They've just got the wrong people promoting it. Do you still believe YouTube isn't the future for boxing? You said the other day it was a good idea. No. Please hear me out. I think they've got the right platform, the wrong promoting. Okay, let me give you an example. If this was in America and it was Don King, it'd be a great. Listen, hell, when you can make Oscar De La Hoya look brilliant, that Oscar De La Hoya, have you ever heard Oscar? And we've got I saw him do the last press conference for promoting the last press conference between Gennady Golovkin and Canelo. He must have said about 40 in the space of a minute. I thought it was a new language he was speaking. But poor De La Hoya, drunk De La Hoya, coked up De La Hoya, is more exciting to watch than Mick Hennessy. Flipping hell. Even drunk, coked up De La Hoya, just for the sake of looking and laughing at him, is more entertaining than looking at Mick. I'm not joking. It isn't a bad platform. American promotions have done live cards on Twitter and Facebook before. Online, not an issue. Just a promotion around it is my gripe. The complex called help us. He was speaking in tongues like he was drunk. He was. So if poor De La Hoya, if De La Hoya can promote a show, and I think he's terrible, and he's, in terms of promoters, De La Hoya is probably like the top 3 worst promoters. I mean, speaking him, we have tonight who we got tonight? Let's go back to, so I understand. Would you rather listen to Mick Hennessy interview or Ryan Bennett? Oh God. I think that fight is a draw, absolute draw. What's the truth about this? In 2018, hold for Tyson Fury. Will he be meaningful? Fury entered the heavyweight casserole. Now, what did I say? I did a prediction for this year about Tyson Fury. In fact, I did a prediction last year about giving up the belts. And this year I said, do me a favor, Tyson, stop talking. Look, stop talking. Stop telling people you're going to come back. Just stop it. Stop it. Get your license back and then talk. Like every time you're talking, these people who are holding up you at the moment are holding you up even further. It says October, oh, if we find a problem, we'll see you in January. So I think next year we'll see Tyson, to be honest. Realistically, I don't think we'll see Tyson this end of this year. I think it'll be next year, 2018. Coked up Cali can sell better. Yeah, in Cali, look, he's another one, Cali Sutherland. But you know the other one, Tom Loeffler. I don't think Tom Loeffler is a great promoter. I don't think he's a great. He speaks well. I don't think he's a great promoter. Oh, what does he do to promote? I mean, when you look at promoters, I look at guys like Don King. Do you know what I mean? Don King. When you're in a room with Don King, you know a fight's been promoted. You know. I like Bob Arum, but he does come up with some garbage sometimes. But Bob Arum's in his own way, does his thing. Eddie Hearn, you've got to say he's one of the best promoters in the world in base of charisma, in terms of the way he's affable, the way he's, he's a cheeky Charlie. As he told me in the first 30 seconds of the interview, he's a bullshitter with a smile, but he is what he is, and he doesn't try and hide that or try and cover that up. Barry Hearn was a very good promoter as well. Frank Warren is good at what he does. Frank is definitely good at what he does. Let's see. Enough about talking about Tyson. It's a shame hearing Tyson say this stuff, saying he's training. Then we see him as fat as a pig. Why not just get in shape now so ready for next year? Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't bother. Wouldn't waste your time. Because you don't know when next year it's going to be. Says he's a good fighter, not one of the most popular. Get out of Oscar's hole. So what is it, Baylor? Blind loyalty for the Furies being with Fat Mick? You've got to say it is, because there's no other reason. He's a promoter. His job is to squeeze every last tickets out and pay per view can. But does he do that? Did he look like a man? Tell me, on that table, when you looked at me, you're just thinking about the man's getting me mad now. I'm sorry, Mick. You're making me furious. Looking along that table, at what point, where did you see a promoter at that table? If that guy from YouTube was meant to be promoting YouTube, he was a lemon. He was like, yeah, YouTube's great and it's fantastic. They've got the Champions League on there, and I think it was just, he was just having just a conversation with his mate, and just like, I mean, he didn't fill me with excitement. He didn't fill me with that sort of passion. He just looked like a guy who just dragged out of the local bank, or an office, or a temp agency pulled him out. No disrespect to temp agencies or people working offices. Pulled him out, sat him in a chair, said, all right, just talk about YouTube for 15 minutes. Go ahead, go. That's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like. If you was promoting that fight, what things would you do and things would you say to maximize profits for YouTube? Well, first of all, Huey Fury and Joseph Parker need to sit down and talk, right? And they need to have Alex Higgins. They need to have Fury's team and Parker's team. And then you need to have David Higgins and Peter Fury round the table and thrashing it out. Now that would make entertainment. That would work because you've got something there. You could have Higgins saying what he's got to say. Peter's not going to back down, is he? Peter's not going to back down, And then you've got Parker, because Parker and Fury ain't going to get any between the two of them. You're not going to get although I think Parker's a bit more charismatic. I just don't think Huey has lit his fuse. I think they're both really good-hearted guys. They're good guys. So, but I think there's some bad blood between Fury and Higgins, and I think that would generate pay-per-view sales. Fury would never join Matchroom. They ain't Alan Smith style robots. I find it bizarre. No gloves off have been for this fight. Upload it to YouTube. Sell the fight. That's what I said. How many pay-per-views is done? There's no foundation. Just be quiet. That's the thing. That should have been done. They're in the UK. Why not do a UK tour? Do a press conference in London, one in Manchester, one across in Newcastle. Do 4 or 5, press tours. Get people talking about the fight. That's what should work. That's what would work. And you don't need a rocket science to do that. It doesn't cost thousands of pounds to get it done. Jesus. I mean, Yes, and I'm calling him out, saying it's bullshit. To be fair, De La Hoya, though, he does speak 2 languages at least. I don't know about you, but that's twice as many as I do. No. Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya, when he's not on something, or he's not drunk, or he's not smoking something, or he's not up sniffing something, he's quite articulate. Oscar De La Hoya has been very articulate over the years. There's no doubt about Oscar De La Hoya in terms of when he is not on something, he's fine. But you know, some people are great for promoting, and some people are not. And I don't think Oscar, if you had his way, would be promoting fights. If you had his way. Look at Richard Schaefer. Get your popcorn ready. I like Schaefer. He was good as well. And yet Schaefer had his own style as well. And Eddie has taken the role of being proactive on the internet and through IFL TV. I've just told you what I would do to maximize. I've just reread something else again. I do agree with promotion was poor. Go on the road promoting this fight. Mick, get out, breaths, gaze fat ass. Well, there you go. So that's ways I would promote the fight. YouTube, yeah, I would promote on YouTube. And you know how I promote on YouTube? Mick, you missed a trick here. See all that bloody advertisement that's coming up at the moment about WordPress themes? Mick Hennessy, you should have had an advertising up for Fury versus Parker. That's how you do it. Every person that's got a boxing channel should have had Fury versus Parker YouTube advertisement. That's what should have happened. That may have cost a few $100,000, but guess what? You're going to get it back. Just saying. Twitter. You know, should have tried to maximize on your Twitter number. I'm giving away ideas here, and I'm not going to say no more. But you can use social media as well. That's what I'm saying. Mick Hennessy hasn't even tried to sell it. No tours, hardly interviews. Sounding the presses, a bona fide couch potato, and he hasn't helped himself. The amount of times I've reached out to Hennessy Promotions via their Twitter page, and it's like no response. So I'm sorry. If you want me to feel sorry, I'm not going to feel sorry, because why should I feel sorry? If you're going to take that approach and not do, you know, just do interviews, then I'm sorry. You know, you got to be with the times. You got to do it times. And I see when more people see, I'm not up his ass, but when more people get to know who Dennis Hobson is, they're going to find out they've got a guy there, another great, a guy that's got very articulate, and he's going to tell you as it is. And he wonders why his events and promotions are so bad. Well, you know, feel that, you know, as long as they're getting paid, they don't care. And but that style of promoting with Mick Hennessy ain't gonna last. Not gonna last. Look at all the guys that have left Mick Hennessy. Look at all the guys that have left Mick Hennessy, and you really can't blame him. From Frotch to the, if Mick Hennessy did his job properly, think about the stable Mick Hennessy could have had. Think about the fighters that have been through that stable: Chris Eubank Jr., James DeGale, Carl Frotch. That's 3 already. Junior Witter. Think about all the fighters that have been through Mick Hennessy's hands. Hobson is fantastic, doing great things with a small budget and making real fights. Tyson has just tweeted about how he wants his license back, and please either ban him or let him do what he does best. See, now that flipping shit don't, see what I mean? That don't help. That don't help. Tyson, keep your mouth shut and just wait for your time to come. And from there, but I felt hardly had any interviews in the Fury camp. I'd have them do the same on Tyson's camp for Vlad, full access, get people interested. There's a reason why Frotch left Hennessy. Oh, there must be a reason. Do it 24/7 and upload to YouTube footage from both camps, but nothing. It's a joke. I'm sure, I'm not being funny, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet. Had things been different with my own personal circumstances, I'd have got footage of Fury's camp. I'm sure I would have done. And I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but circumstances are where they are. I mean, Ireland and movement isn't as easy for me as I'd like it to be at this present time. It hasn't been for a while, hence why you don't see me doing certain things, but that's going to change soon. So I'm sorry. The best I've been able to do is get you interviews. So it's frustrating as hell. But you know, Peter's been able to accommodate that. We did have an interview. We were on our way up to we were on our way to see Peter at the Lake District. Myself and Russell Hartley and a few others and Dave Allen. We're on our way up to Lake District. Well, we were on our way to the gym in Bolton, and we found out that Peter was in the Lake District. So that got cancelled and we had to return back to Sheffield. So that's where that is. Yeah, Mick Hennessy's outdated. He's like dinosaur at the moment. And this situation here will have done him no favors whatsoever. And I just wonder what would happen if Frank Warren had this promotion. I mean, Frank last night or Saturday night, that promotion, that Saturday night was a shocker. Daniel Dubois in a sparring session. Not Daniel Dubois. What's his name? Anthony Yard in a sparring session, glorified proper sparring session. You had AJ Carter and Dubois and Suicide Watch. Why that fight happened, I don't was. You had Billy Joe Saunders and Willie Monroe, and probably one of the worst two southpaw fighters fighting in the last 20 years. You can't blame Billy Joe Saunders, but my God, Willie Monroe, what was he doing? Should have pulled his pay from him. Yeah. So and the other thing was, which was absolutely disgusting as well, was how can you have 1 bouters and 4 bouters and 5 bouters up the top near the top of the bill, and guys like Dubois and Yard being lower down the bill? It didn't make no sense. That card made no sense whatsoever. Those guys should have been on opens, but obviously they were stars. Zach Chile, what the hell he was going on, and Reed was poor as well. And the other guy, he had a good knockout win, but he's sorry, this is what it is. What's your Twitter? At Bayloric. Let me type that in for you. So it's not me slagging things. I've just been honest. So that particular BT promotion was terrible. But to be honest, a lot of Frank Warren shows I've been very impressed with. That was not good. I'm new to this. Should all questions try to stay on topic? Parker Fury don't want to hijack anything. No, you can do. Try to keep it on topic. It does help. Because if I start talking about something else that's not on topic, people bring me back on topic. Suicide. Well, it was Suicide Watch. Best fight was in the crowd Saturday night. More problems at Billy Joe Saunders fights. Yeah, that's it. Frank Warren would put Parker Fury and BT Sport, and probably I've got way more exposure than them on YouTube. Probably, yeah. Yeah, probably that. But I have to say, BT Sports and the press conferences. Hey, here's another thing. Just scratch your head about it. Think about this for 1 second. Think this out. All you boxing fans out there, let me ask you a question. So many people have got cameras and are willing to stick a camera in somebody's face and ask questions. Answer me this question. Why is it at press conferences that the promoter has to ask the question? Or more to the point, why have you got people at press conferences with cameras, supposedly journalists, but never ask a question? Why? Why don't you ask a question? You're a journalist. You get the same old people asking questions. Gareth Davis, Steve Lillis, occasionally Coogan will ask a question. Why don't you ask questions? Or is it because you just want your meal ticket? You just want to get your little pass? What's the point of turning to press conferences if you're in the media, but you're not asking any questions? I mean, I'm not asking you every time to go to a press conference, but I can know quite a few channels that turn to press conferences and they don't ask a frigging question. Why? I don't understand it. And nobody can say I've never asked a question. Well, last time I asked a question at a press conference, it's caused a stir. And when I went to that press conference, I'm not going to say who it was. When I went to that press conference, that person said, don't ask any questions. I said, what? I said, that's my role as media to ask a question. And then the person said to me, oh, well, don't ask any questions. Well, I just took the microphone and I asked my question. Well, of course, when I asked my question, it got both of the cap. That was Fury Chisora 2. And I asked a question. That was, I think I asked my question. And at the time, that was after Tyson turned around to the guy and said to the guy, if you don't like the channel, mate, switch over. I think he said that. And that was around that time I went to that press conference. Breakdown of Saturday's fight. You're still backing your boy Lukey? Yes, I am. Still backing him. Do you think Callum Smith's fight was promoted well? Are ITV doing well? The Super Series. Thoughts on that promotion? You know what? You know what? I like what ITV are doing. Remember, they've given you a free fight now with Callum Smith. I like what they're doing. I do like what they're doing. Now you've got to pay for the 2 fights now. So you get 1 fight for free, and then you got to pay for 2 fights. You got to pay for Groves, and you got to pay for Eubank Jr. But that's nothing new because you have to pay for Eubank anyway. So you're still paying for Eubank, and Groves you're paying for. Well, he's bona fide world champion. Oh, he's a world champion. So hey, I understand. I get it. Yeah, I like what ITV's doing. Look, I'm happy that boxing's back on ITV. I remember when I did an interview with Jim Rosenthal, and he said it's a disgrace that ITV are not doing boxing anymore. But you got to remember, if you grew up, if you were in the 80s and the 90s, you remember Big Fight Live. That was where it is. Jim Watt, Reg Gutteridge. Do you know what I mean? And then when Bruno fought Tyson, you remember those nights? And Ben, Eubank, Watson, there's what classic. That's boxing gold there for the UK. Boxing gold. And then we had shows KO TV. That's boxing at its best. I know KO TV was on, I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, or midnight. But I used to have it on record and just watch it afterwards. So you got updating all the fights in America. They should have that back on. It was great. Yeah, I did say there are some that ask questions. So don't, Ms. Joy Phelps, I know she does. So I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about there are other channels apart from IFL TV and beyond the gloves. It's beyond the gloves. So yeah, I'm not talking about those channels. I'm talking about the other channels. So I'm not talking about those channels. Talking Joy Phelps, where were her outfit for her this press conference? I don't know. I've got an interview with Michelle Joy Phelps. She's a nice enough lady. How many years? I knew Michelle Joy Phelps before she came to boxing. I knew her when she was still doing her modeling, and we had a long conversation about it. And I was one of the people that said, you know what, go into boxing, have a go. How many years do you think it will take to get boxing back on the BBC? As long as the current crop of people at the BBC, never. Feel free to script this question. I'm a Yank who wants to see Brooke and Amir Khan in the ring ever since Brooke beat Porter 2014. Seems like a fantastic British showdown. Will it never happen? Not as long as Brooke is with Eddie Hearn. Not gonna happen. Brooke Khan doesn't want to do business with Eddie Hearn. It seems quite apparent. Whether that's an excuse or not, it's a good excuse. Whether it's a genuine excuse because he knows that Kell Brook could finish his career off, then I'm hearing a story now that Amir Khan may go and fight Billy Joe Saunders. Why? Anyway, it was in the early 2000s we had boxing on terrestrial TV. Shame it's not monopolized by Sky and pay-per-view these days. No, MJP. No, Misha Joy Phelps? What do you mean no? I don't understand. You'll have to explain that. BBC, hopefully never. I don't pay my TV license. I do think that people should, again, I spoke about boxing fans getting up and being counted. Do you think Dominic Ingalls got Saunders in better shape? It's hard to say because William Monroe all night was asking for an autograph and wanted to take a photograph of Billy Joe Saunders. And you've seen him enough at the fight. I mean, the press conference, and seen him enough. Is Amir Khan still with Hobson? No. I think Khan's not with Hobson. I think Hobson and Khan will try and strike a deal together, I believe. I don't know how true that is. Can you see Amir taking the fight with Billy Joe Saunders? Yeah, I can. Because I think it's a good fight for Khan. Saunders is not a one-punch knockout artist, not at the highest level. I just don't see what Khan does. Khan's good for 3-4 rounds, but they'll make the same mistakes all over again. Does Eubank win Super 8? I think whoever wins Super 8 has to be versatile. I'll say that much. I know one person who won't be winning Super 8, and that's Callum Smith. He ain't winning a Super 8. Even if he gets to final, he ain't winning a Super 8. But all the things I said about Callum Smith, and I've said previously about Callum Smith, I hope people were there to watch Callum Smith unravel before your own eyes the myth of Callum Smith and why he's not fought the likes of Andre Durrell, Anthony Durrell, Ramirez, why he's ducked out of all those WBC title fights, avoided the De Gale fight. Can you see why? I can see why. And I'm not disrespecting Callum Smith. It is what it is. Oh, Saunders needs Eubank rematch. Well, maybe. Oh, what's going on my camera? That's a bit dodgy. Let's fix that there. There we go. Do you see Callum Smith beating Jürgen Bremer? Absolutely not. I think Brandt's going to beat Bremer. I think Brandt's got what it takes to beat Bremer. Actually, we will have Brandt on our channel. Brandt, Amir Mansour, they will be live on the channel. We're looking forward to speaking to both of them. And Abel Sanchez reached out last night to talk to us. Imagine the grilling Billy Joe Saunders would give Carl if they were and a presser together. He would look and he'll say, "You go, remember this fight?" He'll go, "Remember this fight? Remember this fight here? That's where you got chinned by Canelo. Do you remember that? Do you remember what happened when you last time you stepped at middleweight? You got chin there. Yeah, look, remember when you fought Garcia? You got chin there. You remember when you fought Prescott? You got chin there. And do you know what? You're going to get chinned when we fight." That's what, you know what Billy Joe Saunders is going to say. And he'll bring up something about Khan's wife. And he'll bring up something about Khan on Skype. It'll be hilarious. Super middleweights 8 aren't even best fighters. Name 3 better fighters. I'd pick Khan to beat Billy Joe Saunders, to be honest. That's a brave pick. That's a brave pick, boy. I think Khan's finished as a boxer. I really do. Khan ain't beating no Billy Joe Saunders. Khan ain't beating Billy Joe Saunders. Forget it. Billy Joe Saunders will hammer him. Charles Martin called that Wilder. Oh, I need to do a prediction video for Wilder versus Ortiz. I actually think that Wilder is going to knock Ortiz spark out, honestly. I really do. All these people calling for the fight. I think Wilder's going to knock Ortiz into tomorrow. And I'm not a big Wilder fan, but I think he's going to do it. So, what was Wives Can't Do It on Skype? No, it wasn't that. No, it wasn't that situation. Oh, by the way, meant to ask, because nobody's told me yet. What do people think of this new camera? What do you think of the new camera, people? I've got it. It's a pretty good camera. I like it. It's better than the camera I had before. And the camera I had before was said the best camera to get, webcam to get on the market. And this camera is actually better than that camera. And it costs a lot less as well. Camera's good. Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Good. Thank you, Archie. So yeah, so to wrap things up, Wilder underrated. I think his speed and power is going to be something. And I can see when them right hands landing on Ortiz's chin and Ortiz not being able to take it. Camera's good. Best quality I've seen on BWTM for a while. Yeah, so let's change the camera. We've got a new camera in it. So, brand new camera. Camera is good quality. Top quality camera. What is it you're using? It's called a TechNet HD 1080p. So, the one I had before was the C930. That's what I had before. But this one I've got now is the Technic. HD. 1080p. Can't be saying stuff like that. My wife's already got issues with me and telling me I look like a bit like what's his name? What's the guy's name? And the other American actor, Maurice Chestnut. Dear me. When will Hartley return? I don't know when he'll return. I think he's doing his own thing now. He's got his own little channel doing his own videos, which is good. So we've got 42 fighters to bring in. Yes, Wilder beats the old man AJ. Will duck Wilder. There's no tomorrow. Expect AJ to call that Fury Parker winner. Yeah, I can see that happening. You can see that happening, can't you? You can see it happening. So yeah, I think that's about it. I have to look at the Linares fight, but I really am back. I think Campbell stands a good chance. Stands a good chance. So I think anybody's got, you know, he cuts a lot, Linares, and he has been down a few times. And Campbell can punch a bit, and he's got the amateur pedigree, and he's got a good trainer. He's had a few tough fights already, and I think Campbell's a much better boxer than bloody Crawler. So I'm not basing Linares based on what Crawler did twice. I'm basing it on what Campbell does. So I'm going Campbell on this. I really am rocking Campbell. I like Linares, but I'm going. The only concern I have about Campbell is his chin. I mean, he's been put down before and he's got up. He's never been knocked out or anything, but I have to look at Campbell again. Do you say you live in Ireland? I do indeed, sir. I do live in sunny Ireland. It's sunny today where I am. Isn't normally sunny. Campbell stands good chance fighting at distance. Good, very good boxing fundamentals. Thank you, Bandito, for talking some sense. I really appreciate that. Mendy, you're talking about Mendy, where Campbell took a fight where he was injured beforehand. Yes, a guy who thought he wasn't 100% and took the fight. Yeah, that was smart. Campbell has no chin at the basic level. Well, I bet he's got boxing ability and he punches decent himself. I mean, I think he's going to box a lot better than people expect him to. You know, he knows what he's up against, but he's got the fundamentals to do it. He's a better boxer than Crawler. I don't think Crawler's that great. AJ is only half representing Britain and half Nigeria as per the fight poster. AJ is only half representing Britain and half Nigeria as per the fight poster. I haven't seen the fight poster. Linares is good, but Crawler is crap. Absolutely made for him. There you go. Thank you, Adam Scott, for making sense. So, you know, too many people in boxing want to sit on the fence or want to make the safe prediction. If I feel somebody's got a good chance, I'm going to say they've got a good chance. Doesn't mean I'm always going to get it right, but if I see a guy's got a live opportunity, and I think Campbell's got a live opportunity, bear in mind Linares has been in a lot of wars. Linares has been stopped before. Linares cuts. Linares goes down against a young, fresh, technically sound boxer in Luke Campbell, southpaw. You know, only the way Campbell wins is if Hurt gets the envelopes out. I don't think so. I think Campbell's a bloody listen. Campbell's a better fighter than Crawler, and people were backing Crawler to beat Linares. What the hell are you talking about? Linares likes to come forward fighters where he picks his shots. Campbell can box him. Thank you, Bandito. Crawler, if anybody knows, if you know your boxing, Crawler, hands up, take you to the ropes, left hook to the body. That's it. And soak up punishment. And he's trained by the legendary Joe G. So there you go. So he was tailor-made for Linares. So, you know, and remember, Crawler won the world title of somebody who was probably the worst world champion in history in Dali Perez. So, you know, Okay, and Kevin Mitchell's minutes away from beating Linares. So there you go. You just said it himself. This is the same Kevin Mitchell who got sparked by Ricky Burns when I said he'd get sparked by Ricky Burns. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Everyone's got an opinion. I've got an opinion. You've got an opinion. We've all got an opinion. And I've got a bit of fluff on my chin still. Yeah, bloody fluff. Right. I think I'm done here. I think I've shot my load for today. By the way, what's the sound like on the camera before I disappear? What's the sound like? So I've got predictions videos. I've got to do a preview and prediction for. Don't get the chance to watch. Don't get the chance to watch your channel live much, but I've enjoyed. Do me a favor, please. Not only hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell in the corner next to the subscribe button, so you'll know when we're live or we do live shows. See you on the gaming channel. Sound good. Thank you very much. Sounds good. Thank you very much. Thank you for the watch. Sounds good. Thank you so much. Right, we're out of here. If I hear from Abel Sanchez, we'll get a live and exclusive interview with Abel Sanchez. I believe we've got Amir Mansour waiting as well. Mr. Doc, thank you, Mr. Doc. Amir Mansour, we're waiting to hear back from him. And Robert Brahm, the contender for the super middleweight Super 8, we'll be talking to him as well. So stick with BWTM Sports. You'll get your live and exclusives right here. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hit the like button. Hit that like button. Just whack those likes. We appreciate it as well, and share the video as always. Thank you all for your support. If you're on Twitter, leave your Twitter handle in the description box, and we'll give you a follow as well. And check out our Facebook page as well. If you haven't already, subscribe to our Facebook page. Subscribe to our Facebook page, or hit the like button on our Facebook page. All that information, our gaming channel, our news channel, and our sports channel, all in the description box. Look down the bottom; they're all there. Right. I'm out of here. Take care. It's been Ingram Jones, and we look forward to a weekend of interesting events. Take care now. All the best.